Hi, I'm Steve Williams, and this is Scooter and the Sticks. On our way to lunch on our little Vespa scooters. I'm riding with my friend Paul, and I thought I'd take the opportunity to talk a little bit about what riding a little Vespa scooter is like. So let's go for a ride, see what happens. Well, I'm on my 2005 Vespa ET4, and it's an amazing little scooter. And I say that considering it only weighs 250 pounds, has 10-inch wheels, it has a 149cc engine that churns out a whopping 11 horsepower, and it will propel it to 60 miles per hour. Now for me, with my size and weight, 55 to 60 is probably a little more realistic than the speeds they come up with from a svelte Italian test rider. But I think until you've actually been on a little scooter like this, you can't fully appreciate what it can deliver. And all those attributes I described, for many, if not most riders, they see those as roadblocks or things that will get in the way of a ride. But I can tell you from thousands of miles of experience on little scooters that that's just not true. And with the right frame of mind, the right riding environment, the right expectations, you can do practically anything. And I'm firmly convinced that if I wanted to, if I had the time and space to do it, I could ride this Vespa ET4 across the United States. So let's address one of the common concerns I hear about little scooters. This one has to do with tire size. While the new Vespa 150s have 12-inch wheels, this one has 10-inch wheels. And a lot of people think, oh my God, that is going to just be in the way. You're not going to be able to ride very many places. And while I will agree that the little tires can be consumed by massive potholes, I find it relatively easy to navigate around those that I find here. Now, granted, some people might live in areas where that's a much bigger problem. Around here I have to navigate horse poop on the road more often than potholes. But there's no instability with these 10-inch tires, and it doesn't matter whether I'm going 35 miles an hour or 60 miles an hour. It's just fine. Now, it feels unstable to some people because they're confusing the nimbleness of these little tires with stability. With a big wheel on a motorcycle, it feels stable, but you can't dodge around like you can on this thing, you know, like, whoops, I'm getting past that. It's just a different feel you get used to. And I started riding, you know, back in 2005 on a little scooter, and I'd forgotten what it was like to ride a motorcycle, you know, 25 years earlier than that. So I can say without confusion, okay, gotta stop here. A couple dogs off the leash. Hi, puppies. But anyway, where was I? Stability. This thing's just as stable as it can be. I have no issues with that, and the nimbleness makes it easy to move through things. And we're going to come on some potholes here, and I'll show you what I mean if I don't get run over by this livestock truck. So you can dodge around here. Move over to the side. Cross over. Back over. And it's just fine. But don't let anyone convince you that these things aren't stable, because they are. And it may feel different, but once you get used to the feeling, it'll be just fine. One of the other complaints or reasons why I've heard guys say they would never want a scooter is they love the feel of acceleration on a motorcycle. And I understand that, but I have to say that I can experience the same kind of a throttle seduction on this little scooter. You know, from 0 up to 40 miles an hour, you feel it when you turn the throttle, and it's fun. And what I've always told people, the difference is I'm not going to throttle past the speed where it's way beyond my ability to control. I'm not going to jump up to 90 miles an hour all of a sudden and hurt myself. I feel ample throttle acceleration, and it's fun. I feel the same fun accelerating this as I do any motorcycle I've ever been on. So it's talking about speed and power. I mean, a 150 scooter isn't going to be burning up the road. This is the main artery here. The speed limits drop to 45, but people don't go 45. They're still going fast. And where the speed limit's 55, they're often going 65 or 70. So I think you need to really pay attention to your routes. I don't like people on my tail, so I readily pull to the side and let people pass. That works around here, but if you're temperamentally disinclined to do that, a 150cc scooter will be an issue depending where you're riding. And you know, if you want to ride on the interstate highway, this is not the machine for that. I'm not even sure if it's legal with only 11 horsepower to ride on the interstate. I have, and I've chugged along at 55 miles an hour without issue, but you get beat around with passing trucks and things like that. But again, that's not what this is designed for. This is designed for a more relaxed, meditative ride, and that's what it's good for. But my friend Paul and I are heading to the Meandering Mallard in Millheim, Pennsylvania, to have lunch. I think I said breakfast, but it's lunch. I'm probably going to have breakfast food. Let's see what he's going to do. Guess we're going to park here across the street. So this ride to lunch today, by the time I get home, I'll have gone about 50 miles. And a 50-mile trip on a 150 scooter is a breeze. When I had my LX 150 years ago, I would routinely ride 150, 200 miles. Out exploring. So there's no limit to what you can do. And as I tell people, the only thing that I've not been able to do on a little scooter is water crossings. But I've ridden in winter, in snow, off-road, dirt, gravel, and they'll go anywhere, and they are extremely practical. And probably the most important thing, they are fun. So I hope I've given you a little taste of what it's like to ride a small Vespa scooter. If you have the chance, if you're thinking about it, by all means, jump at the opportunity to try one out. And with that, we'll wrap up this episode of Scooter and the Sticks. I hope you found something useful, and until next time, be well and ride safe.